Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Season 3, Episode 3 of the Classic Wrestling Series. So, this afternoon, we are going to be watching Survivor Series. We have a couple of Survivor Series shows coming up. Well, we actually have Survivor Series coming up near the end of the month. I think it's actually in 10 days' time, if I recall. So, why don't we do a couple of Survivor Series to lead into our Survivor Series for 2023. I think we're going to do that. So, why don't we watch 2005's Survivor Series? I think we will. So, let's get to our first matchup. So, we just had Booker T with Sharmell taking on Chris Benoit in the first of a best of 7 series match. So, what happened was the US belt was held in abeyance due to a double pinfall from Teddy Long, the SmackDown General Manager, and we have the Best of 7 series. Now, WCW put these two together in the Best of Series for the WCW US belt, and it was one of the best 7 series that, well, really any wrestling company at that time had seen. So, you know, will lightning strike twice in WWE? And, well, it did and it didn't. So, moving forward a little bit in this Best of 7 series, unfortunately Booker T went down with an injury, so he couldn't actually wrestle in the Best of 7 series. I believe it was the 6th and the 7th matchup he couldn't wrestle due to injury, so he was substituted out for a representative. The main one would be Randy Orton in the 7th match, where Booker T would actually regain the US belt in this in the final match. But yeah, Booker T went down with an injury, but for the first 4 or 5 matches it was damn good, and this match was good as well. Very entertaining. Sharmell gets involved near the end of the match to basically distract Booker T, to distract Benoit from delivering the diving headbutt, but Booker T rolls out of the way. Roll up, Sharmell puts Booker's feet on the ropes for the 1-2-3, and Booker T is up 1-0 in this Best of 7 match. Now, I believe it would be 4-3 by the end of it. Obviously, you know, Benoit would come back and gain 3 in a row before the final match. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's get to our next matchup. So, our next matchup is Trish Stratus versus Melina for the WWE Women's Championship. Eminem is out with Melina, who are the current WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and Mickie James comes out with Trish Stratus. So this is a very interesting matchup. One of Melina's better matches in WWE, I think, especially when it is with a veteran like Trish. But this was a fun matchup. It was entertaining. Trish gets the win after the Stratus faction, if I recall. I just watched it, but there's a lot going on, you know, right now. We've got, you know, we have brand supremacy. We have, you know, Ric Flair versus John Cena, Ric Flair versus Triple H in the Last Man Standing match. We have Kurt Angle versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. So, I am sorry, there will be a few things that slips through the cracks, but I believe we're getting the promo for Triple H versus Ric Flair in a Last Man Standing match. So, let's not waste any more time. The women's match, just before we finish, women's match was really good. It was actually, again, it was a really good women's match. Entertaining as all hell. Helped with Trish, you know, being able to help Melina out as well. So yeah, it was a really fun matchup. So, Triple H, Ric Flair, let's get to it. So, we just had Triple H versus Ric Flair in the Last Man Standing match, and I'm not going to lie, I don't get squeamish that often due to my desensitization of wrestling over the years. I forgot just how brutal and how bloody Ric Flair gets in this matchup. I really do. Flair looks like an unalived body. I have to be careful due to fucking, you know, my moral compass nicely. But Hunter just looks like a murderer. Like, he looks like a serial killer. Has just gone out and just unalived his next victim. He is bloody. He's not bloodied. Flair is. Flair gets a bloody screwdriver to the forehead about 3 separate fucking occasions. And, you know, 3 pedigrees, Flair still stands up, and then the sledgehammer just in the back of the, in his back / upper head region, he just gets murdered. You know, he gets unalived at this point. But this was a really fun matchup. You know, the steel chair was used, kendo stick, fucking, the sledgehammer, steel steps. It is fun, but viewer discretion is advised when you're watching this match, because my God, the blood, holy shit. Or the red, the red jam, or whatever, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah, it is not nice, I'm not gonna lie. Not for the faint of heart, not for the squeamish, I will say. But with that being said, after that really fun last man standing match, what's going to be next? Well, let's find out. So we've just had Trish Stratus and Mickie James talking to WWE.com about the win from Trish Stratus. We then have Team SmackDown basically being like, it should be me, it should be me, it should be me, it should be me. And then Batista walks in and being like, I'm the World Heavyweight Champion, motherfuckers. I'm the team captain of Team SmackDown. Fuck all y'all. Yeah, you're the man, you're the man. Then we had Edge and Lita coming out basically complaining about how they're not a part of Team Raw, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, basically just being dicks because they are heels. So, boo! The current sports team that got beat, we're in Detroit, Michigan. So, current sports team sucks, all that shit. But now to our next matchup. It's the WWE Championship matchup. John Cena versus Kurt Angle with Daivari as the special referee. Let's get to this one. So we just had John Cena versus Kurt Angle for the WWE Championship. This was a fun matchup. Very entertaining, very well done. Multiple referees come out after Daivari basically gets attacked. Daivari is obviously the special guest referee for this match. Cena doesn't have anything, slaps him again. The thing is, Daivari should have technically disqualified John Cena for putting his hands on a referee, but, that's by the by. Another referee comes out, gets knocked down. Another referee comes out, gets knocked down. Another referee comes out, gets knocked down. One more referee comes out, gets the win for John Cena with the AA, or the FU, as it was known as at the time. And this was a fun little matchup. It was very entertaining. Angle having the cards stacked against him worked really well, but, couldn't get the job done. And we know what would happen at New Year's Resolution, where Edge would cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase to get the win. So now, oh my God, I forgot this match even happened. Eric Bischoff versus Teddy Long. I actually forgot this match even took place. So we just had Teddy Long versus Eric Bischoff. Yeah, Teddy Long's not a wrestler. He's a manager / authority figure. Bischoff is a karate master. And yet the karate master somehow managed not to beat Teddy Long. Buddy Man comes out, attacks Eric Bischoff. Teddy Long gets the win with the 1-2-3. It's bad. It's not the best match. It's the worst match of the night. I'm not gonna lie. But worst match of Survivor Series history? It's pretty much up there. I'll be honest with you. So now it's time for our main event. It's Team SmackDown versus Team Raw in Survivor Series. Well, a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. Let's do this. God, we've only had one elimination so far, but the fucking arguing between Raw and SmackDown's pissing me off. It is so refreshing to see that Jonathan Coachman is actually the fucking sane one. Actually trying to get the match on track. Instead of the fucking arguing from everybody else. Jerry Lawler, Taz has had some fucking awesome quips. Instead of being called the masterpiece, all he does is masturbate. That's one of his best lines of the night. I'm not gonna lie. I love that line. But, oh my God, I know this is setting up Jerry Lawler versus Taz for One Night Stand 2006 to a degree. But my God, can you shut the fuck up with the arguing and can we watch the match, please? fuck's sake! Right, we'll get to the end of the match and then, yeah, we'll get to it. So we just had Team SmackDown versus Team Raw in the Survivor Series 5-on-5 match up here. So for Team SmackDown we had Bobby Lashley, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, Batista and JBL. Team Raw we had Big Show, Kane, Shawn Michaels, Carlito and Chris Masters. I had to double check the SmackDown team when they were typing. I did not have to check for Team Raw. I just instantly fucking knew who was on Team Raw. Holy crap. So here we go. Oh, man. Whew. First up was Bobby Lashley via a chokeslam from Kane. Second up was Kane via a 619 from from Rey Mysterio, and then a spinebuster from Batista. Third out was Batista via a double chokeslam from Big Show and Kane. Fourth out was Big Show via one clothesline from JBL, a 619 from Rey Mysterio, an RKO from Randy Orton, then another clothesline from Hell from JBL, then the West Coast pop to Rey Mysterio. Fifth out was Carlito via a clothesline from Hell from JBL. Sixth out was Chris Masters via a 619 from Rey Mysterio. Seventh and eighth out were Rey Mysterio and JBL respectively via switching music from Shawn Michaels. And lastly, Shawn Michaels was eliminated via an RKO from Orlando Keith Orton. And your winner and lone survivor, Randy Orton of Team SmackDown. Now, there was a reason that we're going to get into why Randy Orton was able to win this match for Team SmackDown. This was a fun matchup overall. It was very entertaining, very well done, well paced. The commentating just really, really, really fucked me off. It pissed me off beyond no belief. It really fucking did. They were just arguing, they were just fucking talking over each other. And like I said at the beginning of the match, the one that was constantly just being like, yo, shut the fuck up and let's call the match up, was Jonathan Coachman. And he's supposed to be a heel commentator for Raw. And he's just there like, let's fucking call the match up, you dumb bastards. Ay Dios míos. But this leads into what happens at the end of the show, which is Undertaker's return. Now, at No Mercy 2005, Randy Orton buried The Undertaker inside of a casket. It was a 2-on-1 handicap casket match. Undertaker lost, and, you know, the age-old expression of the act with Randy Orton and then gasoline and setting it ablaze. That was to go away for surgery or just to get some time off. I can't remember which one. But obviously, Undertaker is synonymous with Survivor Series. He made his debut at the Survivor Series. So, naturally, he would come back at Survivor Series and basically carry on his feud with Randy Orton and Cowboy Bob Orton, which would lead into Armageddon, the handicap Hell in a Cell match between Randy Orton and Bob Orton versus The Undertaker, where it's a bloodbath. We'll just talk about that one. We'll talk about that when we get to Armageddon 2005. So, what did I think of the show overall in general? It was good. The worst match of the night was the Teddy Long versus Eric Bischoff match. That was just god-awful. Best match of the night? So we do one from Raw, one from SmackDown, and then that'll be, we'll call it quits. SmackDown only had, really, the US title match, and don't get me wrong, it was a fun title match. First of the best of 7 match for that. So I'd say, Booker T versus Chris Benoit was the best match from SmackDown, and from Raw, I think it would have to be I think it would have to actually be, Kurt Angle versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. That was a fun matchup. I did like the Last Man Standing match, but like I said when I covered it, it was a massacre from Triple H's part. It was just a massacre. So, with that being said, that is Survivor Series 2005, Out of Sight, Out of Mind, in the pocket. But where are we going next week? Because next week is Survivor Series 2023. Why don't we jump 10 years in the future from this show, and why don't we review Survivor Series 2015? Very interesting. So, with that being said, I will see you next week for the Classic Wrestling Series, and with that, TTFN, ta-ta, for now.